So with the recent release of Madden 21, EA announced that the former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick will be returning to the franchise as a top free agent of the game. This makes his first appearance since 2016. A statement published by the Madden NFL Twitter account, EA, says Colin Kaepernick is one of the top free agents in football and a starting caliber quarterback. Knowing that our EA Sports experiences are platforms for players to create, we want to make Madden NFL a place that reflects Colin's position and talent, rates him as a starting QB, and empowers our fans to express their hopes for the future of football. We've worked with Colin to make this possible, and we're excited to bring it out to you all on the game. That's dope. I like that. I think it's a great idea. I think that it's long overdue. But of course, you have other people, and by that I mean you Karens and racists out there, that have issue with this. And to that, I'll say this. Number one, it's a video game. Get over yourself. 2, it is disgusting that you would want to exclude this man not only from a profession that he loves, but you also want him excluded from a video game, a simulation. I mean, just this past week, the NFL finally came back, and there was a game for the Chiefs and I believe the Chiefs and the Patriots, I believe. And the team locked arms in solidarity to say that we are standing against racism. And the entire St. Louis crowd booed. Well, not St. Louis, Kansas City. That crowd just booed. I mean, audibly booed. It just hurts to know that people are so against people. They're so against change. They're so against positivity. Black Lives Matter isn't just something where we're trying to say we're better or it's a movement. No, we're just simply saying that our lives matter too. Stop killing us. We want to live. We want to be around. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to do amazing things, including be in video games. Jeez, I mean, you're going to be that mad forever? I just don't understand it. But what do I know? I'm just a blurred who knows that Black Lives Matter. Ladies and gentlemen, blurreds and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is Do You Speak Geek, episode 47. Welcome, ladies and gents, to DYSG number 47. I am your host, Nix, and we have got a jam-packed show for you today. First and foremost, I want to say shout out to everybody. I mean, everybody who's been checking in, who's been listening, who's been talking about Do You Speak Geek. I love and appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to y'all, first and foremost. Also, if you're new, welcome to the ride. I am Nix once again, and this is Do You Speak Geek. Thanks for everyone who has been subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please head over to Spreaker.com. Spreaker is the home team. They are the hosts for the Do You Speak Geek podcast. Be sure to check them out. DoYouSpeakGeek.com. It is the central hub for everything DYSG. Whether it be pics of me and the kid Dono, whether it be videos, whether it be podcast episodes, our social media platforms, you can find it all there at doyouspeakgeek.com. Also, the social medias where you can find us. Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at _DoYouSpeakGeek, and Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. Just so you guys know, we are two followers away from hitting 100 followers on Instagram. I just need 2 of y'all. 2 people, and that can give these pop figures away. Also, YouTube, where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. Be sure to subscribe, like, and Hulk smash that bell for all notifications and leave your comments. We want to know what you guys think. Like I said here at the top, we got a jam-packed show for y'all today. So let's just go ahead and do what we do about this time, ladies and gents, freaks and geeks, blurs and nerds. Let's speak geek.
Suit up.
I wanna be the very best.
Talk nerdy to me.
All right, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right into the big story this week. Once again, just 2 weeks, I believe, removed from the first one, we got part 2 of Fandome from DC. Here's a quick rundown of everything that was kind of mentioned at DC here. All the big important news, starting off with Doom Patrol Season 3 has been renewed for HBO Max. Doom Patrol Season 2 finally let off with quite a cliffhanger as DC's strangest heroes found themselves covered in wax by the Candlemaker, with only Dorothy left to step up and take on the terrifying villain. While the team's fate remains unknown, fans can rest assured that they will find out what's next for the unusual team. Doom Patrol has been renewed for Season 3 to air exclusively on HBO Max. Well, if that ain't a sign that DC Universe is almost done, I don't really know what is. The Flash movie will restart it all. A virtual Q&A was held by the Flash movie director Andy Muschietti, producers Barbara Muschietti, and star Ezra Miller. During the session, it was revealed that the film will restart, quote, the DC EU in a way similar to how J.J. Abrams' Star Trek films rebooted that franchise without erasing what came before it. The producer also let us know that we have a release date of June 2nd in 2022, and will also feature the Batmen, Ben Affleck, and Michael Keaton. So I think it's kind of fair to say that, you know, they're going to really follow along with what Flashpoint actually did in the comics, whereas it pretty much reset everything, but it didn't forget what came before it. It didn't kind of just, you know, just say throw all the canon away and we start fresh. But we're going to do something very new here, and I can't wait to see what Flashpoint is going to do. Thankfully, they're doing this way because everyone I know and talk to has either bad or mixed feelings about the DC extended universe. So this is going to be good to see that they do this. Justice League Season 4. The secret title has been revealed. Well, not secret, but, you know, the new title. So aside from the news, the panel was featuring the likes of EP Gary Wiseman, and also voice talent such as Carrie Payton, Nolan North, Danica McKellar, Crispin Freeman, Stephen Limbs, and Denise Boot. The Season 4 will be titled Justice League Phantoms. Can't wait to see what they're going to do there. I can only think of one thing that will be included in that, with the fact that there was an episode where it was clearly Jason Todd behind a mask. But let's see what happens. Superman, Lois, not Lewis and Clark, sorry, Superman and Lois. Oh my god, I'm stuck in the 90s. Superman and Lois. So when Superman and Lois do debut on the CW in January, it will offer fans a bit of an unexpected take on the iconic DC Comics couple, one that sees them as parents of twin teen boys. Now, the premise of the show is going to be pretty much a blank slate after what came off the Crisis crossover, and telling a new side of a story from Superman and Lois. It's after years of facing megalomaniacal supervillains, monsters wreaking havoc on Metropolis, and alien invaders intent on wiping out the human race. The world's most famous superhero and his super journalistic wife are going to be dealing with their greatest challenges ever, dealing with all the stress, pressures, and complexities that come with being working parents in today's society. Complicating the already daunting job of raising two boys, Clark and Lois must also concern themselves with whether or not their sons, Jonathan, played by Jordan Elias, and Jordan, played by Alexandra Garfin, could inherit their father's Kryptonian superpowers as they grow older. It's also noted that the show will move the Kents from Metropolis back to Smallville, where they'll be raised. Originally, when you came on for crossovers, that suit wasn't built to sustain a series. Also, we're getting a brand new suit for Superman. So that's another new little fresh slate we're going to get in. It's going to be a freaking amazing show, if I may say so myself. But I'm a Superman mark. Sue me. Pennyworth Season 2. It's going to introduce Lucius Fox and a Martha Wayne pregnancy. So production's back on the way for Pennyworth Season 2 in the UK amid the COVID-19 freakout. And Lucius Fox is going to be introduced into the show. There's a little hints of Batman stuff coming in that the show producers don't want to really talk about, but we're going to get to see a who's who and get to see a who doesn't and who don't, if you will. Lucius Fox is going to appear. The other bombshell is that Martha Wayne is going to be pregnant. Seeing how her and Thomas aren't married yet, it's kind of unclear to whether there's a bat in the oven or not, but we will certainly see come the season 2 when it does premiere on Sci-Fi. Legends of Tomorrow season 6 will introduce a new hero. Now, it has been cast by Lisette Chavez, and she will be playing the role of Esperanza Spooner Cruz. Described as a tough and self-sufficient fighter, she lives off of the grid, devising ingenious tech for the detection of and defense of against space aliens. And while some might call her paranoid, she calls it being prepared. A survival of a childhood alien encounter, Spooner now believes that she has the ability to communicate telepathically with aliens, making her the perfect recruit for the Wave Rider. Sarah Lance, Ava Sharp, and the Legends, who in season 6 will be hunting down extraterrestrials who have been displaced throughout history. Having spent the last season tracking down the Loom of Fate in order to bring back their slain comrades, the Legends must now save history from a foe like none other. And Spooner, a uniquely qualified woman, will help out with their intergalactic foes. Either that or she's just plain crazy. So let's see what happens with that. Batwoman. Excited about this one personally. The newest batch of episodes will see an entirely new character played by Javicia Leslie, known as Ryan Wilder. It is reported that the cast, as far as their characters, will kind of have different interactions or reactions rather to the new Batwoman in town. This is a quote from the Nicole Kang, who plays Mary Hamilton. I'm especially excited to see this new relationship happen in the wake of Mary dealing with this mysterious disappearance and how she decides to sort of take it in the hard way. She's been a person who I think is always looking for family, is always looking for a community, and is always looking for someone to see her. Filming season 2 has been just a few days underway here, and fans are eager to also see what Miss Leslie's going to look like suited up in the iconic Batwoman costume. She'll be getting a new one, hopefully, and we will see what happens there. Can't wait to see Batwoman. It's going to be an amazing show, and that's your fandom news there, people. We're going to take a quick break here for a small second, and we'll be right back with more DYSG. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and hop into my favorite portion of the show, Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the Source Wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's jump right into the pull list. We got Marauders 12, Red Reckoning. The Black King removed the Red Queen from the board. What move will the White Queen make next? Marauders is a dope book. Please check that out. Dark Knight's Death Metal Trinity Crisis #1. With Superman freed from his new Apocalypse prison, the classic Trinity lineup is back together and ready to rock their next gig. Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman amp up their power to launch an assault on Castle Bat, and that's just the warm-up act. 3 walking nightmares are hidden deep inside the fortress. but these dark multiverse versions of the Anti-Monitor, Superboy Prime, and Darkseid, holy crap, hold the key to humanity's survival. The Justice League have to face down their old nemesis, but will round 2 be the end of our heroes? Now, in any other book, you would think that would be game over. I mean, the Anti-Monitor, Darkseid, and Superboy Prime. Let's see what happens with this one. Web of Venom, Wraith, #1. Spinning out of the pages of Venom and the Guardians of the Galaxy, since his appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy, one thing Wraith has made perfectly clear is that he's hunting Null, the god of symbiotes. Now in the wastelands on the outskirts of the cosmos, he'll have his chance to face him. Good book. Really good book, this one here. Check that one out if you get a chance to. If you're a big fan of of what happened back in, I believe, the Carnage book, this one's going to be a good one. Check this one out. The Rise of Ultraman #1. Now, a lot of fans were loving this one. In darkness, there lurks kaiju, terrifying and unfathomable monsters. Between kaiju and the rest of us stands the United Science Patrol. But who are these enigmatic defenders, and how do they perform their miracles? Sen Hayata and Kiki Fuji have spent half a lifetime trying to find out, and their quest is about to drive them toward a decades-old dark secret and put them on a collision course with a mysterious warrior from beyond the stars. Kyle Higgins, Matt Groom, and Francesco Manna reimagine the classic origin of a pop culture icon as the Rise of Ultraman begins. This one was good. It was my Source Wall Wednesday pick this week, so please check this one out above everything else I told you about. Let's jump into Watch This.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude. I am the villain of the story.
All right, people, for your Watch This news, The Walking Dead is ending after 11 seasons, but Daryl and Carol are getting spinoffs. AMC announced that The Walking Dead is ending after season 11, although fans needn't despair since their wider Walking Dead universe isn't going anywhere. While the flagship show will conclude with a supersized season 11 consisting of 24 episodes, which will air over the course of 2 years, concluding in 2022, AMC has greenlit a spin-off series focused on fan-favorite characters Daryl Dixon and Carol Petler. The Daryl and Carol spinoff, which is set to premiere in 2023, will be overseen by the Walking Dead showrunner Angel Kang and was co-created by Kang and executive producer Scott Gimple. In addition to the Carol and Daryl spinoff series, AMC is developing an anthology series set in the Walking Dead universe titled as Tales of the Walking Dead, which is described as an episodic anthology with individual episodes or arcs of episodes focusing on new or existing characters, backstories, and other standalone experiences. This is going to be dope. I can't wait to see it. I'm ready for the finale of season 10. So let's get this 2-year finale kicked off and let's see what's going on with these spin-off shows. Walking Dead is amazing. I'll be honest, I recently got into Walking Dead and it's been an amazing ride. I will tell you that. AMC, you have a winner chicken dinner with this one. Speaking of crazy things to say, the man himself, the Tiger King, his movie starring Nicolas Cage is headed to Amazon. This adaptation will apparently focus on Joe Exotic's feud with that bitch Carol Baskin and Jeff Lowe, made famous by the 2020 Netflix series Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. According to THR, the series will live in the lion's den with Joe, explore how he became Joe Exotic and how he lost himself to a character of his own creation. Now, back in May, it was reported that Nicolas Cage would be playing Joe Exotic and that the adaptation would focus on Leaf Register's Texas Monthly article about the Tiger King, titled Joe Exotic, A Dark Journey into the World of a Man Gone Wild. This is not the only Tiger King adaptation in the works. Kate McKinnon is also set to play Carol Baskin in a limited series based on the Joe Exotic podcast. In August, this show is ordered to be picked up by NBC. it would be dope if they can go ahead and just bring those two things together. And, you know, we get a whole spin-off here, a spin-off there, versions here, until we get a whole full theatrical release, maybe in theaters. Or maybe I'm just tripping and we should be done with Tiger King. What do you guys think? And finally, Wonder Woman has been delayed yet again. For the third time, this movie has been pushed back. This time we are going to be viewing, hopefully, Wonder Woman 84 on December 25th of this year. It'll be a nice Christmas present, I believe. We'll see. The way things are going with COVID, who knows when we can go into the out again. But we'll see what happens, people. Let's jump into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
That song like Donkey Kong.
Batman is playing Galaga.
Okay, gamers, Thumb Life news. Y'all already knew what was going to be the big story in Thumb Life. Xbox Series X will cost $499 and pre-orders will begin this month. Microsoft has confirmed that the Xbox Series X will retail at $499 USD and that both Xbox Series consoles will be released on November 10th. Pre-orders will begin on September 22nd. And after a series of leaks, the Xbox Series S will arrive also on November 10th at a price point of $299. The less powerful of the Xbox Series consoles will feature no disc drive, 1440p, 120 teraflops output, support ray tracing, and include a 512 gigabyte custom solid state drive. Whereas the Series X will have a 1 gigabyte and a little bit more powerful when it comes to the output. Both consoles will join the Xbox All Access program, a subscription service that gets you a console and an Xbox Game Pass Unlimited membership. With the Series X coming in at about $34.99 a month and the Series S at $24.99 per month. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and will also allow including of EA Play membership for this holiday season. So for those of you who are going to pick up Madden along with this, it'd be a good way to go ahead and get both of them under that same umbrella and you guys can enjoy it for a whole year. So with that in mind, you know, I'm a Sony guy myself, and when I first heard these things, I was like, great, Sony, you are on the clock. And it looks like they responded, kinda. There's a showcase coming on the 16th of this month, which is next week, and it's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and it's a showcase that will broadcast live on the PlayStation blog, featuring updates on the latest titles for worldwide studios and our world-class development partners. It's not specifically mentioned, but one could assume that we will also find out the price and release date of both the PlayStation 5 and the PS5 digital edition. As you know, Microsoft has already done that. So, I mean, me personally, I mean, this is just how I feel. If we ain't getting the prices, the release date, and a pre-order date out of this showcase, what was it for? So I can look at more screenshots and stills and videos of the Miles Morales game. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing, but I want to know, when can I get this and how much is it going to cost me? So Sony, still, you're on the clock. The Ubisoft Forward. Good conference here. A lot of good reveals. Let's run these down real quickly here. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time remake. It looks like they're going to be announcing a remake here. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's going to be January 21st, 2021. A full ground-up remake of the 2003 3D platform Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is Ubisoft's full remake, and it's coming out on the 21st of January. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition. It will include the separately released DLC characters Knives Chow and Wallace Wells. Scott Pilgrim returns this holiday 2020 on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Stadia. Immortals Phoenix Rising, the game previously known as Gods and Monsters, got its first official reveal at Ubisoft Forward. This was a brand new cinematic trailer, a new gameplay look, and a release date set for December 3rd. Y'all, this one was pretty. Like this, I want this game myself. Like right now, this was a very, very beautifully put together game. Good job on this one, Ubisoft. Rainbow Six Siege. Sam Fisher is here. Already announced that Sam Fisher of Splinter Cell fame is coming to Rainbow Six Siege as a new operator. Ubisoft Forward developers released a new animated trailer starring Fisher and a little more of Siege's lore. If you had this game, Fisher is available to you right now. Speaking of Tom Clancy games, Ghost Recon Breakpoint is getting a new expansion coming on the 15th of September called Red Patriot. That'll be available in your DLC. Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp. It showcased the sequel of the popular indie title Monster Prom. Set in a summer camp, players can make some summer memories with fun monster friends. This one should be dope. And also Riders Republic. Ubisoft announced a newly massive multiplayer sports game. Travel across the United States and partake in a series of extreme sports like downhill biking, snowboarding, and more. Get the shreds and powder, bro. Yeah. That's just my impression. I'm sorry. Cringe. Forgive me. And finally, we have GameStop. Now, GameStop is set to close 400 more stores. I mean, so in a recent investor call, GameStop announced that it will close around 100 more stores than previously planned, which was at 300. But that number has increased due to lack of sales, lack of impact during online sales when the COVID was happening. I mean, COVID definitely hurt a lot of people, but it seems to have really hurt GameStop. It's closing 400 more stores. I used to work at GameStop, and the only reason I don't anymore because my store also got closed. But now it's like a lot of people are losing their livelihoods. I mean, some people do depend on that GameStop check. But again, unless GameStop can get it together, it's going to be one of those things that will be long forgotten, like KB's Toy Stores. You know, those things are going to be gone forever, and we're not going to remember them. But I digress. GameStop, I hope you can pull it together, because it's not looking good. We're going to take another small break here, and we'll be back on the other side of this break with more DYSG. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Let's speak technical for a moment.
Technically speaking,
your technological advancements 1.21 gigawatts.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Now, technically speaking, Microsoft is getting back in the smartphone game, and they're getting back into it with the new Surface Duo. Now, just to run down a few specs here, is a dual pixel display. Open, it's about 145.2 millimeters by 186.9 millimeters wide, 4.8 millimeters as far as the width of that. Closed, about 145.2 and then 93.9. Single screen size at about 5.6 inches, and with both screens, because it's a dual screen, the second screen together, the first one is about 8.1 inches. Just to kind of give you an example of what it looks like, it kind of looks exactly like, as far as size-wise, a Nintendo 3DS XL. It's about that size, if you want to get a picture of it in your mind, if you haven't seen it yet. Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 mobile platform. But the device has been reported, or I guess reviewed, is kind of buggy and lagging. Now, that could be something to do with the fact that it doesn't have the Wi-Fi 6 or 5G capabilities. It could also be bogged down with the several pre-installed Microsoft, Google, and other applications. Now, one of their big features is the cross-screen multitasking, where you can have one application open and kind of work through another one. But not all the apps support that function. Camera on the device here is very adaptive at 11 megapixels. I'm not going to go over this whole thing because the camera is a joke, pretty much. Overall, this device, it looks amazing, and that's where it ends. So, Microsoft, come back and try again next year. Apple has announced a new hardware event. Now, this is going to also be on September 15th. The event taglines "Time Flies" seems to suggest that there will be an Apple Watch 6 announcement. The wearable itself is rumored to include a faster processor while adding more health tracking features, including blood oxygen monitor and improved sleep tracking. There also may be a new affordable Apple Watch to replace the current Series 3 model. As with most Apple events, we expect the Cupertino-based company will be introducing more than one piece of hardware. A new iPad is potentially in the cards, and specifically rumors seem to suggest there will be a replacement for the iPad Air, which is Apple's mid-range iOS tablet. We will see what happens with that. I'll definitely be checking out the keynote, if you will, the event, and see what happens with that. Apple does bring it every year, and we'll see what we do with this one here on the 15th. Check that one out. Let's go geek beyond geek.
What is our universe made of?
Is extraterrestrial human contact.
Yes, science!
So, in Geek Beyond Geek news, there is rust on the moon, and it might be Earth's fault, but isn't everything. So, a new study published by Science Advances by lead author Shuai Li found that hematite, a form of dust, or rust rather, was discovered on the moon. Now, rust is made up of iron, oxygen, and water. Now, that's fine, but those latter two things are ingredients that the moon is not known to have, which has been the puzzling part about this whole thing. After closely examining the data, Lee discovered the mineral hematite on the moon's poles, with it being more abundant on the near side of the Earth rather than the far side. It's a primary ore of iron. In its pure state, hematite is composed of 70% iron and 30% oxygen. To produce the rust, the iron must be exposed to both oxygen and water. Scientists believe the explanation of the rust being present on the moon has to do with the Earth's upper atmosphere. The study explains that the moon has trace levels of oxygen due to Earth's magnetic field, dubbed the magnetotail, which carries streams of Earth's magnetic field as it flows through the solar system and can split right into the moon itself, dropping off oxygen from the planet's upper atmosphere. More data needs to be gathered to conclude precisely how the interactions are occurring, and especially to answer the question of how hematite is forming on the dark side of the moon, where Earth's oxygen couldn't even reach. I just don't want no problems from no aliens. I don't want no problems from no Decepticons. Nothing to do with the moon. I don't want no problems. Scientists, fix it. Please, fix it. And just to wrap up with some other news, kind of pepper in there, former WWE star Rusev, now Miro, has appeared on AEW Dynamite. He premiered as Kip Sabian's The Best Man. The former US champion cut a promo about he was tired of going for the brass ring, as he put it so eloquently during his promo. 10 years in the same house, under the same glass ceiling, with the imaginary brass ring. And then Miro looked the camera right in the eyes as if it was Vincent Kennedy Man himself and said, "Well, you can take that brass ring and shove it up your ass." Good job, Miro. He is all elite. Welcome to the ride. Oh man, I'm not an AEW stan by any ways, but until WWE can get together, I'm AEW elite all day. Okay, this was fun. This was a good show, but I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Please listen to the content, follow the content, subscribe to the content. Let us know what you guys are thinking about out there. How you think DYSG is. Visit the website, doyouspeakgeek.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?